All right, guys. So today I have with me Mr. Bright Osei.
Yeah.
It's an honor to have you today.
The honor is mine.
Yes, he holds a master's degree in business administration. He's a musician. Business finance. Sorry. Yeah, and he's a musician. He's a producer, and also an outstanding bass player. He's one of the legends in Ghana. So today we are going to have an interview about how his journey has been so far, and then what he's currently doing in Germany here, and then what the future holds for him. So, Mr. Bright,
yes, sir.
How has it been so far? Like, how did the music journey start?
Okay, I'm a Ghanaian, so as well. Likewise, everybody, we all started music in the church. Yeah, everybody, because there are no music schools in Ghana, so the churches were our music schools, and they were the only places we could also have instruments to play or to practice. So my story is no different from any bass player or any musician in Ghana. Mm-hmm. It's the same. Yeah.
But so when you started, were there like any people that you looked up to that you could say that maybe they inspired you or led your career in a particular direction?
Yeah, for me, I always say I'm one of the most fortunate musicians because I grew up in a church and where they were like killing like killer bass players. Like
which church was that?
North Kaneshi AG, Assemblies of God. Okay. They were like chain of killing bass players. There were Kweku, Bra Kweku. There was Ernest, Ernest Wooten, my godfather, my teacher, and there was Odru Anani. Okay. Anani, I think he's in South Africa now. There was Opon Chichiku of
these are big names.
From this squad, Commission family. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was fortunate. I had like 5 bass players ahead of me, like people I was looking up to. And I started as a drummer. So I had a sound around me playing drums. Mm-hmm. I had nice bass players around me, listening to them every time before I picked up the bass. So I already had a sound in my head.
Okay. But then I know that maybe we all knew you. Me, when I was growing up, I knew you to be into high life and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I saw that you gradually transitioned from there into jazz.
Yeah.
Could you tell us about that? How did you move?
Okay. Well, I am one person. I'm not gender biased. That's one thing. There's nothing like borders for me. There's nothing like I prefer this genre to that genre. Anything that is good music, I gravitate towards it. Mm-hmm. I didn't start like as a true high life player. Okay. I started as a gospel church. I started as a church person. I started from North Kaneshi AG. AG is not like ICGC, it's not like Pentecost that are like have specific areas. Assemblies of God. You could start a church playing Sidney Thompson and then playing an album, lift him up from like Ronkinoli. Like it was everything. So I had a good appreciation of everything. And my teachers, the people I came to meet, they had appreciation for everything. So I just naturally loved everything. And then from there, I joined Shining Stars with Junior Bludo.
Okay.
Junior, Alexandra, George Bludo, all the Bludo brothers, some couple of guys. We were in Prince, we were in Shining Stars, and then I had to go to secondary school, went to school, and music for me wasn't like a talent or something I did for fun. Music for me was a means of survival, to take care of myself. Yeah. To take care of myself, pay school fees, survive. There weren't money. Like I'm not the DB coming from a good home. I came from a very hard, background. So I had to do it. I had to play everything. So I dived into playing commercially. And in Ghana, playing commercially means you're playing in a band.
Yeah.
Band, yes, I went to, I played for Foria and Ponza. I met this Yao 40 that put me into hardcore band playing. I played with Quick Action.
But this was all while you were in high school.
High school, I was playing dance band, funeral gigs, church gigs, funeral gigs. When I come home, I do hardcore gospel, gigging church here, playing. And after high school, I went into Ofera Ponsa stuff.
Okay.
Like I was playing with Ofera Ponsa, I was playing with Quick Action, and we were playing Quade, Comfort Quade, we were playing. Yeah, I did a lot. Like after secondary school, I played my first band with, and it wasn't Dukes. It wasn't Yespa. We had a name before. We were playing with Judlomote, Tego Sisters.
But can you, like, around which year is this? Because I feel like I'm so young that I don't know some of the names you're mentioning.
Okay, you know them. Probably you know them, but you don't know. Okay, from out of secondary school, I played in a band that had Oreku.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, Oreku, the guitarist.
The guitarist. Kalamwa. I don't know Papaya.
Yeah,
Kalamwa. Yeah.
They started a new band.
And West Coast. And Abizi, the trumpeter, and Justice trombonist. Yeah, you know them.
Yeah, I know
right?
them. Yeah.
So they are not old people. We had a project together with Amada and Jillian and all those people. We started like a gospel project.
Okay.
And this project was just to back Judlomote and Tego Sisters and also play our own stuff. Then Fred wanted us to get into commercial. Fred, our saxophone player, because he's like a business-minded person. I really love the guy. He's crazy, but I love him. He was like, oh, we should start playing gigs, playing parties, playing whatever. And we went into, so that's my first point of call into secular commercial stuff. And then I met Yao 40 in a church in Nungwa Estates. And then I went into playing band. Then Megastar had broken away from Megastar, like the whole Megastar band. Yao 40, Sammy, Shikome, Usabute, Busy once again, Frank Singer and all. They were all like broken away. So we went into Ferran Presa playing with she Singer and all that. We went into, and then I started also, playing with other people, getting gigs here and there. Yeah. Ghana, when you are hot, everybody calls you.
Yeah.
And then, from there, I met Akable.
So you met Akable, and then you went into the
funeral gigs and playing High Life, and then Aka was playing with a CK man sometimes, Teacher. I don't know if you know Teacher.
No, I don't.
Too young.
To be honest.
Yeah, Teacher. Played with Pabobo. We're doing the High Life Festival with Kriki Mante. Yeah. So that's when I went hardcore into High Life. With
I think that's when I came into the music scene.
So that's where you saw me.
Because whenever I heard of Bright Osei, hey, Charlie, God of High Life. And then we started hearing stories that, I admire that about you, because it looks like you wanted to challenge yourself, you wanted to go out, and then we started seeing that you were playing into jazz. So at what point, or what happened that made you say, okay, no, let me step up and then try and start reading music and go into jazz? What inspired that?
I was playing for Lumba. I was in Lumba's band. Then I remember around that time, and then I was getting gigs with Della Jackson in the Alisa Jazz Club. So I was getting, by then Ellie and Joanna were already playing. We were going to Fafa. I don't know if you know Fafa. Fafa was in Osu, the jazz. He was like sort of Victor's teacher. So they were going there, they were taking jazz classes, and they were telling me, oh, Bright, you need to play jazz. And I was like, what is jazz? So eventually they introduced me to some Charlie Parker records and stuff like that. And I was like, whoa, Chaco Pasteurs, and I'm like, this is what I want to play. I want to be standing
Stylish,
out, you know, and be very fancy. So I was like, okay, I want to do it. And then, you know, I got the opportunity to play with Della Jackson at Alisa, but it was super difficult. And I could remember, it's very hard to say this on video, but I will say it. I was always being teased by them. You know, there was a keyboardist called Peter, and then they were always calling me High Life Man. Yeah, band man, bandstand man, band. So there was this rage. And for me, I'm always challenging myself. I don't want to be comfortable anywhere. If I'm in a band, I'm too comfortable, I leave. You know, when it's not challenging, you know, it needs to be challenging, it needs to be up. So they were laughing at me and blah, blah, blah. And then, you know,
took up the challenge,
started practicing. And then Victor's band, the collectives, back then it wasn't even collectives. The band, they had a band, they were playing together, and the bass player went to London.
I think
PK.
Yes, PK
went to London, so they were playing bass. Victor was playing bass, and sometimes Nick was playing bass on the guitar. So I told them, how can the whole country there's no jazz bass player? Like what? How I will do it? I'll take the challenge. And it was like,
sorry about that. We had to change locations because the children, they had seen the camera and they wanted to be in it. So, I mean, children are children everywhere. I mean, they are still following us, but we'll continue. So, you were talking about, before we moved, you were talking about how the 2 years where you switched to jazz, the first 2 years was like one of the worst. And you also mentioned off camera about how Mr. Victor Day was such an influence. Maybe you can take off from there.
He was my savior. He was my turning point musically. Like, he turned everything around, like musically, and then it was hard. It was really, really hard on me. You know, there was nothing like rest. There was always homework. There was lessons. There were materials sent to me that I had to check. He sent me emails and chats and audios and things I had to do every time. You know, you're like, Papa, you know, you're strong, you know, get vocabulary. Papa, your walk line no good, Papa, you know. So he was on me. He could play lines. I'll learn it. Minor lines, 2/5 lines, walking lines, melodic lines. And he was always like, no, you know, your walk lines shouldn't be like bass, you know, it should be like melodically, you should sing, you know, you should sing on the instrument. Yeah. So, it was hard.
What was the turning point at that point? Because you mentioned that...
Gines broke my back. Like, we went into rehearsal first day. I was blind.
First, could you tell us who is Gines?
Nikolai Gines is one trumpeter from Paris.
Okay.
Like, amazing, incredible jazz player. Like, crazy. My very good friend. Very crazy player. Like, amazing player. So, that was my first gig with him, and went into the rehearsal. I was totally blind, you know. And, you know, jazz gigs, you can't survive with your ear. You can't survive. And our rehearsal was just 2 hours a day and 2 rehearsals when you were playing the gig. So,
crazy.
It was really hard, you know. So, your practice, or is you doing your practice at home, and the rehearsals, it's just 2 hours to put things together. Oh, this is happening, this is the bridge. Head, you take solo, and that was our rehearsals. It was very fast and very short. So I went to rehearsal, and trust me, I was totally blind. And this guy cursed me, swearing words, and, you know, sort of. So I went home crying, and that night I couldn't sleep.
Wow.
I had to check things till the next day. I didn't close my eyes. I practiced the whole night, checked the stuff, and played through it severally, navigation and stuff like that. And then I went to rehearsals, and the next day, he was my best friend. He became my best friend. You know? I knew that was one of my very good gigs. I played so well. It was super nice. And then from there, I realized that you can't do it. You need to practice. Like, practice. For me, I don't have practice time. Practice is every day. Practice is any time that I could possibly practice, So if I'm not reading, I'm playing. I barely have. I have friends, yes. I visit friends sometimes, but literally
you spend more time
with my instrument. Yeah. If you get close to me, you realize that I play my instrument
every time.
Every possible time. And there were guitars in my room. In Ghana, there were guitars on my bed. There was guitars in the hall, in the hallway.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I think I learned this from, is it Scott Divine, or it's a psychological thing whereby if you want to become good at something, you surround yourself with it.
Yeah.
So what I also do even here is that when I go anywhere for a gig and I come back, immediately I take out everything from the guitar bag and I arrange it. I set up.
Yeah.
And then I put it there so that when you see the guitar, you'll be forced
to touch
to pick it, and then you touch it, and then
I had guitar on my bed. Guitar in the hall, guitar everywhere, like everywhere. Sometimes, when a lady visits you, she becomes jealous because, like,
the guitar is a baby.
It's everywhere,
Okay, so at what point did you have to leave Ghana? I mean, you said you did your master's off camera. You said you did your master's in Prague.
Yeah.
At what point was that, and was it a difficult situation? Because I'm sure you were good in Ghana.
Yeah, anybody that comes to Europe the first 1 year, you know the story.
Yes,
it's not a sweet experience. It's not a nice experience. There are days you are like, why did I do this?
Yeah.
You wish you would even go back. You wish, but the whole decision happened during the COVID time. The COVID time, I was like, okay, so if these things happens, like, you don't have a life.
Yeah, you don't have a job as a musician. You don't have a job.
Yeah. There's nothing. So what could we? So I was like, okay, then I take the opportunity to study and then also upgrade. When you're equipped, you could do anything. And also was opportunity to also leave, because at the point I was also tired.
Was it that the income in Ghana was not matching the amount of
I was okay. I wouldn't say it wasn't. Ghana is not good for every musician. I shouldn't be lying about this. You are here. You know the situation.
Yeah, I know.
One gig here sometimes is like,
if you convert it to Ghana cedis, it's a lot.
Lots of money. Sometimes after you do a whole Christmas gig and then you have to renew your rent with the whole Christmas money. It was bullshit. But here, you pay higher rates on rents and stuff like that. But come on, if you do a month gig, you could pay everything, have a lot, The gear that you fantasize about when you were in Ghana, you could easily go and buy like chewing gum, You could buy whatever, you could own whatever, you could do whatever, you could have enough to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
So it was a decision I wanted to also, and it wasn't just about money or something. It was, you
need to move forward in life.
Exactly,
you
right?
Can't be at a place for too long.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I've seen it all, I've done it all in Ghana, but at a point I felt like I played with everybody. I've played everything, and sometimes you need new challenges.
Yeah.
You need new environment and open. Ghana is too small for our talent, Yeah. Ghana is literally small, look at the world map and look at how Ghana is. It's just like a tiny dot. I wanted to meet people. I wanted to play new things, new projects, expand. And also with my music, I wanted to put my music out there.
Yeah. So, but would you say this? We were discussing last night and then also this morning about how there is this notion that you can't make it in music, especially here in Germany. You and I are here in Germany. I don't know if I told you about the story of me going to a music shop in Munich, and there was this guy who has been there for so many years. He said he's been doing music for maybe 20 plus years, and he literally told me to give up, that in Germany you can't make it. But I see that you are one of the most busiest musicians here in Germany, especially here in Frankfurt.
Yeah.
So, like, what made it work for you?
Okay, the question is that you would always be told you can't survive anywhere in anything.
Yeah.
You know, human beings as we are, not only in Ghana, it's everywhere. You are programmed that even cleaning is better than doing music.
Mm-hmm.
Even factory work, manual factory work is better than music. But my question is that I always ask people or ask myself, is somebody doing it? Is it surviving?
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay? You'll be told, you know, as a farmer in Ghana, you'll be poor. But Daco farms came and boom, Daco farms became, you know.
Yeah.
There are farmers in everywhere. In Germany, big farmers everywhere in the world. In Italy, farming is like huge.
Yeah.
So the question is that, what are people doing right and what are others doing wrong? Okay, the person you met in Munich will tell you, fuck it, you can't survive in music. Yes, he couldn't survive in music. Doesn't mean is somebody surviving in music in Germany?
Yeah, people are making it. I mean, you are part of them.
No, like I'm not a case study. Like in generally,
yes, generally, people are making it.
People are making it. Yeah. People are look at you, like you check the income of gigs or what gigs pay here. Do you know there are people here doing cleaning and surviving on maybe 1,500 euros a month?
Yeah, I know so many people.
So why is it that can music give you more than?
Yeah, more than that.
So why is somebody surviving on that and you can't survive? It's a matter of question. What are people doing right? Is somebody doing it? Is he able to do it? Yes. Okay. Gone are the days when you were a footballer in Ghana, you'll be told, and you're wasting your life.
Yeah,
you are a co-baller, you are whatever. But now, every parent will be happy to take his kids.
I mean, my children will be footballers.
Exactly. Why? Because the narrative, the Asians and Asamoah, they change the narrative.
Yes.
Exactly. So it's about mentality. You need strong mentality to be able to succeed in anything that you do. Mm-hmm. Do research, read books. How can you be born in Germany, living in Munich? Munich of all places.
As for Munich, those in Munich don't have an excuse because, I mean, Munich is one of the busiest places.
Munich is the not the capital, but to me is the capital of Germany.
Yeah.
Berlin is big, yeah, Berlin is whatever, but Munich is where the money is.
Yeah.
So what? Even people are living in Ghana and they are surviving, building houses. I don't want to mention names. I was talking to somebody like last week, a guitar player, but like Bright Osei, like you know, and he lives in Ghana.
Yeah.
Odikro was in Ghana. Odikro doesn't tour, and Odikro has a house in Kaswa. What are you saying?
Yeah.
It's about mentality.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's here. It's just here. So it's about, this is a research. What are other people doing? Like Gronomaya.
Mm-hmm.
The musicians or Ami and all those people playing for Gronomaya. You know Gronomaya?
No.
You should Google it. It's like big German artist.
Okay.
Marquesian plays with him. Then if they tell you how much they are being paid per gig, you
that would be crazy. The amount.
Imagine you are playing for Helena Fischer in Germany. Are you going to tell me you can't survive?
You will survive. So
it's a matter of, even somebody is surviving on cleaning or danke. Why can't I survive on music? Look, the person doing cleaning and me doing music, who is getting more salary?
Probably the music, yeah.
So why is it that somebody can survive on cleaning and I can survive on music?
But you see, but the thing is, the excuse that we normally hear is that they don't see the opportunity. But you use a different approach. You said that you were making calls, you were researching. Could you tell us maybe? Okay. You said it off camera, so maybe you can.
Okay, I left Ghana to come to Europe, Prague, everywhere. I wanted to explore. I wanted to meet people. I wanted to play. I wanted to, expand. Mm-hmm. Then I come here and I wait for Amachi Dede to come from Ghana. Or, hey, Kofi Kenata is coming and I jump. Or I wait for what mistake am I doing? Then I
should have stayed in Ghana.
Exactly. Yeah. But I moved here because I want to expand. I want to play with people. I want to find working musicians. There are musicians here and there are working musicians. Two different things.
Yeah.
You know, get close to the people, working musicians, find out what is happening. And I got into the space. I went to jam sessions, from jam sessions to jam sessions, just to prove a statement, you know. And I did it. Trust me, I'm not into the Ghanaian community. I'm not against any Ghanaian community.
He's not against you.
I'm not against any Ghanaian, but I'm not into any Ghanaian community.
Yeah.
You know, I'm here and I want to play in the mainstream, wherever I find myself, whether it's Prague, Frankfurt or Berlin or Stuttgart or wherever. I want to play at the highest level. I want to play with the natives. I want every opportunity that the land gives. I want to be part. So I went into jam sessions. I studied. I met people. I've been on gigs. I've been on gigs that I even didn't want to play. But you need to prove a point. You need to sign your signature. And then I'm doing it.
Yeah, you're really, I mean, you told me the amount you got just yesterday.
Why wouldn't I do it?
And yeah, but so what advice will you give to, I know that now it looks like it's a trend in Ghana where a lot of musicians are leaving and are coming to Europe. What advice will you give?
Number one, don't think you get here 1 year and everything is going to be fine.
Yeah.
It's not going to be fine. You come here, you need to, number one, forget home for some time. You know, when you step here and you put the whole burden of your whole family on your shoulders, you would be forced to go work.
Yeah.
And when you start cleaning or doing jobs that, when you are in school, you need to do all that. You
need to put your dignity
aside and do jobs. I know. You put it aside and you do jobs. But when you want to enter into the mainstream, it's a risk. Don't take a lot of jobs that you can't play. Because when you take a lot of jobs, naturally, do you know what it does? It clouds you. And then now you don't see any opportunity. Because you wake up, you go to do factory job. You come, you need to sleep.
You're tired.
And you're tired.
You're going for the next shift.
And your life is in a cycle. So your instrument, the gift that God gave to you, when are you going to explore what's happening? There's no time. You're already tired. You know, Germany, we drink Red Bull like our water.
Sometimes it scares me.
Yeah, but we don't die. We drink Red Bull because you need the energy to go. Yeah. But the thing is that don't close doors. You could do jobs, morning jobs, but leave the evening so that you could go to jam sessions. And that's where you meet people. But when you are working the whole time, morning till evening, where is the time to meet others? And by the thing, you know, you when you are in the Ghanaian community, you easily be told, put the instrument down, go and look for a job, go and do this. Otherwise, you can't survive, you know.
Yeah.
But the secret is that when you do that, it becomes your whole life. You know, when you meet Ghanaians, you see people, they've done like factory jobs the whole life. They've not learned language, integration. Like they are bad at integration. They've not learned the language. They don't know the history of the place. They don't even know their environment. I know people here I came to meet. I know the town more than them. I know the country more than them.
Yeah.
And that is the secret. Have time, explore, go to language school, learn the language, meet people, meet the natives, ask them questions. What are the opportunities? What are the do's? What are the don'ts?
Yeah.
When you integrate, you realize that, there's opportunity. You realize that, there were a lot of opportunities around you. You didn't know.
Yeah, and that's one thing I also realized here in Germany is that when you don't ask, nobody says anything.
Yeah, so you need to research. You need to integrate, you know. You need to integrate yourself. You need to be in the system. You need to read. You need to ask questions. You could, like the amps, you could just go there and ask them, what are my faith? What can I do? What should I do? Nobody will arrest you.
Yeah.
Just go, ask questions, read books about it. And this is the easiest way. But you come and immediately, everybody's calling you from home. You want to show them that, you have money. You work all your life and then you realize that you've not taken the opportunity to explore the land. So you'll be told, Charlie, because all your life you are looking for churches to play and make money. And no church in Germany will pay you.
Here,
but the thing is that don't come here like London. You are looking for even the people who are going to London. They are Ghanaian centered. It's few musicians in London that realize that they are going out of the Ghana. It's Ghana Hamilton is coming, Jometo is coming, and this is coming, and that is coming. And if you look here on the internet, that's all they do. There's the mainstream, and there's the local scene. I don't want to be in the local scene. I want the goodies of the land.
Yeah.
You know, I left Ghana to come here and explore, be in everything. So I push hard to be at the top level. I decline certain gigs, not because I think I have money or no, just because I want to make time to explore the mainstream.
Yeah.
And that's the only way you survive.
Yeah.
Imagine you are here and you are in the Ghanaian community doing the black jobs, and you take the opportunity to go to school here, learn the language, have a degree. Even if you can't have a degree, you do what they do.
This Hausschule
and all these things. You do them and you get a job, and a mainstream job.
Yeah.
Look at the Kenyans. If they come here straight.
Yeah, they don't do community.
No. They don't do any community. They learn.
Most of the Kenyans are married to whites.
Exactly. Because she or she left Kenya. She wants to explore the land. She comes and she's still with the Kenyans. No. They go into the system. They marry white people. They mingle. You see them. You go to a place. There's only one black lady there. You get close to her. Either she's from Zimbabwe or Kenya.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true.
I hardly meet any Ghanaian on gigs I play. Like, you don't meet them. Sometimes you feel they don't even exist. But let there be a funeral or something. You see all of them. Where were they?
They were doing lager jobs.
Exactly. But come, explore the land. Take the risk. They say, hey, they told me, hey, Bright, the way you are going, you have to slow down. If the government get hold of you, they will deport you. You see, in the Bible, there were people, they were like lepers. Was it the lepers?
Yeah.
And they were hungry. They were at the place, and there was a military camp. And they said, okay, if I stay here, I'll die. If I go there, so I would rather take the opportunity. If I'm asked to go home, like you are making too much money or something, okay, then I know I did what I have to do.
Yeah.
And I'll not have that regret of not doing it.
Yes. Because at least you made
the attempt to do it.
Yeah.
And this is me. And by the grace of God, trust me, sometimes even a German or an European will ask you, and how long, the first question, how long have you been here?
Yes, because, I mean, I follow you on TikTok and Instagram, and it's like every time for a minute I was like, what did I do wrong? Like, because the rate at which you're going, I mean, it's amazing and it's encouraging. The fact that you inspired me in Ghana, you came to Germany and are still inspiring me because of how you are like integrating into the system is really amazing. And of course, it's a wonder, but I think it's all because of your mindset.
It's God. Number one is God. I think it's God. I always say I'm the most. I think I always tell people God loves me so much. If you see me going down, anytime you see me and I'm sad or somebody is like being hard on me, oh Bright, I've done this, people are trying to bring me down. Anytime I get sad and I remember, oh, this is it. This is the place again. That means another level. And anytime, and I've gone through this, playing with people, and these things happen, and this happen, and every time, anytime I go through hardship, like every time I go through something really painful, next level, because I have the mentality, I don't stay at one point. I explore, I move, you know, and I want to be remembered as Chaco. I'm doing a project. I have a new project with my own project with my band. I have different projects I'm recording.
I saw that. Was it the one that?
No, that was a totally midnight fire. I have my own project now ongoing.
Okay.
I have a project with the Riverside.
Right now, you've told us about how life is in Europe. So, what is next for you? What are you working on right now? What should we expect for you?
I have an album coming out next year with my own project.
Nice.
album coming. It's my vocal album. This is like my album that I've put in so much.
Okay.
Like with putting a band together.
Mm-hmm.
That next year I'm hoping to go on tour.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I didn't want to talk about that. Yesterday I had talks with somebody, a label.
I can edit this out.
Yeah, a label. I talked to a label, and you can put it there.
Okay.
I spoke with somebody, a record label, and they are interested. I send them some of the stuff. They are super happy. And
Nice.
I'm putting in a lot, like really getting the album to sound really good. And then also have other projects. We just released an album with Nika that I'm also a German artist.
Yeah, what's the name of the album you just released?
It's called Black Oxygen.
Black Oxygen. And the one with Nika.
Nika is I think Trash TV.
Okay, and then the one you're going to release next year?
That's my personal project.
Yes. What do you have a name yet?
No.
Okay, so you heard it here first. Next year he's releasing an album, and hopefully he'll be going
my
on
vocal album. Like, this is not the last album was instrumental album. Yeah. I just needed to let it out. But this next project is my vocal album. Like, really, really dope.
What will you say to people like us, up and coming musicians who, of course, we found ourselves in Europe and we are trying to make it, but we are scared to go into the mainstream and also have some works, but are scared to bring it out? Maybe some final words before we go.
Number one, never be scared to do anything. You see, in our part of the world, we've been programmed in such a way that you are told you need to be at your best before you do something.
Yeah.
And you see, your best is somebody's worst, and your worst is somebody's best.
Yes.
When you're on tour in Europe during the summer, you realize that there are people touring with music that you would never let the music. You would never play anything like that. You think you are the worst musician, but you meet bands that are on tour, you be like, wow, these are bands. Wow. And all these projects are on tour. Wow. Yeah, you meet 10 bands on tour, and maybe one dope band, one very good band, or two very good band. The rest is below your standard. But they are on tour. They are projects. So you are living in a country that our seniors, our so-called people we look up to, most of them have one albums.
Yeah.
One albums. And these are the people we are looking up to. So we think, you psychologically
need to get to a certain
level before. No, you don't need it. They are pop songs. The pop songs that are blowing from all these Afrobeat songs, and listen to the musicianship and the songs in it. And you think about this. The same person you are made to feel that you are not up there to release the music. You are playing on hit records from gospel artists and whatever. You are playing on them. But you don't have the guts to bring an album out. Let it out.
Yeah.
Let it out. The music doesn't need to be like the highest level. Yeah, at every level. My mom does not care about your 7th or sharp 11 or whatever. My mom just wants to listen to music.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. So at any level, you see, musicians always want to release songs for musicians. 80% of your real fans are not musicians. People who are ready to buy your music are not musicians.
Yeah.
So don't cook music for musicians.
Yeah.
Yes, on an album, you can put one album, you can put 2-3 songs that are brilliant. I'm not saying don't go for brilliance. You study, write good songs. If this is what you want to do it. But don't wait your whole life. Don't waste your productive part of your life preparing yourself just to come to Europe and realize that you are over-prepared.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a class, you're doing your master's, so you understand. All of you wouldn't get 70.
Yeah.
You wouldn't and not everybody's going to get a first class or a distinction or not. By the end of the day, when we all pass out, it will shock you that the least person in the class will get the first job. Look at the classmates from GSS and secondary school.
That's life.
That's life.
That's life.
So just do it. God chooses to bless whoever he wants to bless. God chooses. There are some bands in Ghana who have had hits, number one hit. Fra has had hits and whatever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they are not the best musicians, but arguably there were a lot of crazy musicians, crazy dope drummers, dope guitar players who did nothing.
Shout out to Fra, by the way.
Yeah. So you don't need to be at A to do, just do it.
Yeah.
The woman who was dying with the daughter, the widow, whatever, I said, I don't have anything, I just have a flour. Okay, bring the flour and oil.
Yeah.
And that was his or her miracle.
Yeah.
So maybe all you need is a rod to deliver Israel. All you need, all Moses had was a rod. All you need is a rod. You don't need an army or a chariot or whatever. You know, you just need to do it. Just go. Release, record something, put it out there. You one day go to Spotify.
I have, because even one of the things that encouraged me to do TikTok and YouTube is that I look at some of the videos and I'm like, I'm not proud or anything, but I'm better than this.
Yeah.
So why am I not doing anything?
There was one of my, I don't want to mention this. They came here, we were sitting in my room, and then we're listening to some records, and this guy was like, this band, I don't want to mention their band, their music, there's nothing in the music, but they are huge. And I said, yes, that's the thing. Do you know why they are big? Because you are not doing it. They are doing it, whether there's nothing in the music or there's only two chords. You was like, oh, these songs are almost qua, all the chords are the same. Yes.
Yeah.
Because they are doing it.
Yeah.
You are failing or you are not getting there because you are not doing it.
So we should just do it.
Just do it. Just believe in the little that you have. Steady. Bible says steady to show yourself approved. But you see, you can never be the greatest player.
Yeah.
You can be the greatest player, but you don't need to be the greatest player to do it.
Yeah.
You don't need to look at the Argentinian team that won the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had Messi, but was Messi at his peak?
No.
Look at the players. Look at the team that Messi used even previously that they couldn't win World Cup. Otamendi.
That was crazy.
Even the time of Tevez and all those, like sick. Look at the time of Aguero and look at the lineup. But they couldn't do anything. But look at this team. Young lads who are inexperienced. And why they took the World Cup.
Yeah.
And Messi was not at his peak.
So you don't need to be the best.
You need to have the vision. I want to do this. And you just go and do it. And that has always been my goal. I don't care how well I play. I go to a gig. I don't care whether it's 1,000 people or 10,000 or 2 people. I play. Anybody that knows me, I play like this is my last gig. I give my all.
Yeah.
And that is my mentality. I just do it. And if I fail doing it, I know I tried and I failed. I go back, I relearn, and I do it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not scared. I go to jam sessions. Here the hangover session or the round circle sessions. You need to be there, and you are told, oh, these people, they are snobbish, and I'm like, okay, I go there. And lo and behold, I'm playing with them. These people are snobbish, and I'm their friends now. Yeah. They were snobbish to you. They are not snobbish to me.
Yeah.
You know, try it, do it. When you succeed, fine. If you don't succeed, I tried.
This is great. This is great. It's been an amazing time with you. I'm very honored that, we reached out to you through my mentor, Jason Elliott. Shout out to Jason.
Yay! Hello, Jason. Okay.
Shout out to Jason Elliott.
Jason is my very good friend.
The fact that I texted you and you immediately texted back and was like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. And thank you for being such an inspiration. You've really inspired me because I have a German friend. He's a lead guitarist. It's called Henry. And we've written like so many songs.
Do it. And go to the studio.
We just needed a push, and this is definitely, I'm going to show him this video and we are just going to do it like you've said.
Do it.
And yeah.
Let it out.
Yeah.
Let it out. If the journey you need 50 steps, if you need 5,000 steps,
you need to start with
one. You need to start with one. Yeah.
So thank you very much once again. And
thank you for coming.
This has been an interesting conversation. Thank you. Do not forget to leave a like and a subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content and you want more like this. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Ciao.
Choose.